I got 5 creators from different corners of the internet to guess whether this was said by a white man or an anthropomorphic hedgehog.
This sounds like a fun concept. Which quote is correctly attributed to X or Y? Garfunkel and Oates did it very well with their Who Said It Kanye or Hitler skit in 2009. So why am I making a video about whether some quotes are attributed to either Sonic the Hedgehog or Weezer in 2024? Well...
This game features 11 slightly altered quotes and lyrics.
That's right, I'm a pedant, and I took issue with this. Sarcasm over, if you have to slightly alter the quote to make one's words possibly sound like the other, it doesn't work. Yes, the point of games like this is to muddy the context, but you shouldn't do that by messing around with the quote itself. If you do, you're obfuscating it and misrepresenting it, and that causes people to misinterpret it. There are plenty of instances of lyrics from Weezer songs and quotes from Sonic games that, when rendered correctly, could just as easily have been implemented in the other. I don't mean to make this video to offend any of the 6 people involved in Sonic quote or Weezer lyric, but the fact that this has gone pretty much unquestioned and unchallenged by most people who have viewed this video bothers me, and I need to get it off my chest. Whether it's for a genuine written article, or just for a playful little game among friends, misquoting someone should always be questioned and challenged.
Your first sentence, don't bother to pack your bags, we won't need them where we're going.
This is an altered quote from the Weezer song Holiday, which is track 9 on the Blue album. The real quote goes like this.
Don't bother to pack your bags or your map, we won't need them where we're going.
Why do flowers bloom, knowing they are destined to wither?
This quote is correct. It is taken from Sonic and the Black Knight, and it's said by the wizard Merlina.
Why do flowers bloom, knowing they are destined to wither?
You could totally be making this up.
I totally could be, which is the crazy part.
Considering how many quotes you rendered incorrectly, you might as well have just made everything up.
No doubt about it, my heart is never wrong.
This is rendered correctly. It is from Sonic Heroes, said by Amy right at the beginning of Team Rose's version of the Grand Metropolis stage.
No doubt about it, my heart is never wrong.
Time doesn't wait for me, I go my own way.
This is an incorrect quote from certain promotional materials for Sonic Adventure's release in 1998. Wallace even brings up a coin purse that he had as a child with this exact quote on it, so as intimately familiar with this quote as he ought to be, there should be no excuses in getting this wrong. The correct version reads, "I'll never look back, I've got no regrets, 'cause time doesn't wait for me, I choose to go my own way." This quote was also used in Sonic Shuffle. Honestly, if you just rendered it correctly, it could sound like a Weezer lyric regardless, but you rendered it incorrectly, which is why in the guessing stage of this round you have Kurt Ritchie believing this.
Sonic would be like, I wouldn't wait for time. Versus like a jaded dude in his 30s would say, time doesn't wait for me.
I could live off words and dreams.
This is an incorrect quote. These words are from Weezer's Across the Sea, which is track 5 on the Pinkerton album, and the lyrics actually go like this. The true verbiage is, as if I could live on words and dreams.
Someone else will be there with you, you're not alone.
This is also a Weezer quote from Alu Gopi, track 2 on the OK Human album. I'm deducting points for the loss of repetition and contractualization of "you are."
Someone else will be there with you, be there with you, you are not alone.
It doesn't flow well enough to be a song lyric to me.
Because the part that repeats that makes it flow well in the song has been removed for the sake of quoting it. Why do people do this?
Even without wings, I can still fly.
This is a correctly rendered quote from Sonic Riders, as spoken by the man himself.
Even without wings, I can still fly.
I'm a troublemaker, I've never been a faker.
This one is so easy that it shouldn't even be here. This is track 1 on Weezer's Red album, which is literally called Troublemaker.
I'm a troublemaker, never been a faker.
As for the extra I've, Well, he did say he was slightly altering quotes.
Your adventuring days are coming to an end.
This is correctly rendered, but it is also a really well-known quote that arguably shouldn't be here, especially so late in this game. If included at all, this ought to have been right at the beginning, maybe as an easy one. It's from Sonic Adventure 2. You know this scene.
Your adventuring days are coming to an end.
They're running against each other, about to do their final little battle after Sonic learned Chaos Control.
This guy gets it.
I'll release you from the chains of your past.
This is correctly rendered. Going from one barely audible Sonic quote to another, same character too, this is something Shadow says in Sonic 06.
You'll never do the things you want if you don't move.
This is the sole correctly rendered Weezer quote in the entire video, but even the way the quote is cropped is clunky. It's from Keep Fishing, track 3 on the Maladroid album. This is how it actually goes.
You never do the things you want if you don't move and get a job.
Do you have any takeaways from this experience?
This video uses 5 Weezer quotes and 6 Sonic quotes. Only 1 Weezer quote is correct, meanwhile 5 of the 6 Sonic quotes are correct. I think if you wanted to make this game actually work, I'd suggest making sure all of the quotes are correct to how they are originally said or sung, and I'd also try going for way more obscure options.